Hello there. So I want to talk about what it means to be a conservative, why I think we should all be trying to be conservatives, why I think it's important to be a conservative. What does it mean to be a conservative? Being a conservative means you're caring about conserving American values. That's really all it is. The Constitution, all the things the founding fathers were for, you care about all these things. That's what it means to be a conservative. This doesn't mean you're a Republican, this doesn't mean you're a Democrat. In fact, the idea of being a Republican or a Democrat, I don't actually understand because the Constitution and the things the founding fathers were for when they were constructing the Constitution is all about mixing them up, the Republican ideas and the Democratic ideas. So really, if you're being an American, as Obama said, we're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we're Americans. That was actually correct because we're not. We're in fact we're a combination of both because that's what the American ideas are. And the idea that we have ourselves in a situation where we're one or the other doesn't actually make sense. I like the idea of right or left better. I think you should choose a side, whether you're. I think we should all just consider ourselves Republican Democrats for the American Constitution. I think that would do better and understanding that. This way we can all embrace and understand the Constitution. And also, whichever way we'd be leaning, find it that, okay, we're leaning more right or more left. I think that actually is more tangible and makes more sense. I think the way things were, things got all messy and mixed up and messed up, and you now have people who were considered liberals who are now considering themselves Republicans. And I'm not sure about vice versa. I guess there's vice versa, but I just haven't really seen them. I more see liberals and people who consider themselves to be on the left coming out as right over people on the right coming out to being on the left. Maybe atheists were once upon a time, therefore, as a Republican or whatever you want to call it, and they were for conservative values, and then they became an atheist, so now and then they found themselves being on the left. Maybe that's happened, I just haven't seen that. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is these values are really good, and I'm not going to get into all the details how you're going to have to watch other videos of mine and videos I will be making that will be going through all of that. But at the end of the day, I think there's no reason an atheist or anyone in America should not be able to embrace the Constitution of America, the foundings, the Declaration of Independence, all the things that are good for America and has made America good. Even you look back and you might think to yourself, well, what about slavery? What about all these things that happened in American history? All these horrible, bad things that happened in American history. Yes, every country has a lot of horrible, bad things that happen in their history. The difference that I know from America to other countries, I'm not saying there aren't other differences in other countries that made them good at it. I just know that this is an American one, is that they had the Constitution that actually made it that you can use the Constitution to actually, these things that you actually think are good, actually understand why they should be, why they're really bad, and actually legislate it. Actually make it that these things that we thought were bad now are actually really not bad. We shouldn't be pushing for this. For example, slavery, and we're going to make it through our Constitution that this is law in this country, and that's a really wonderful thing. It's not a dictatorship. It's not anything. Democracy rules it all, and it's a really incredible thing. And if you're going to look at it like, no, but this happened, this was bad, you're going to look at all the negatives. It's like trying to get to know somebody. Imagine trying to make a friend, and you ask the person you're trying to be friends with, all the bad things about them, and then you have to make a judgment call. Well, this person did all these bad things in their life. Am I really going to be their friend now? It's like, that's a ridiculous way to actually make friends with people. And that's also a ridiculous way to view America. There's mistakes that happen, bad things that happen. You have to understand the good things and understand what is it valuable, the American ideas. Is it something that can be used to be successful? If all you're thinking of is all the bad things, you're going to just hate on all the bad things, you're not doing good for you or anyone around you in your life. If you're doing anything in your life like that, really, everything you're doing in your life, you should be trying to find the good and try to understand it. You can't change people. People can only change themselves. The best you can do is try to understand everything you can the best possible way you can. Not the worst possible light, the best possible light, just to be clear. And I just see the Democratic Party, all they're doing on the left, whatever you want to call it, they're just hating on American values or hating on everything. And I personally would like to see that we get to a place where there's Democrats, let's say, as I'd like to call them, let's call them left and right. There's the left and the right, and then everyone's just, they embrace. They have their different views of how we should push forward different agendas, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, they're for the Constitution. They're for the Founding Fathers' values. They're for all these things that are just really good in America. And you can be an atheist and be for all these things. I've heard atheists say you cannot be a conservative and an atheist. This doesn't work. I don't understand. The Constitution itself is a secular document. It is not a religious document. So the idea that a secular document can't be held up by atheists is oxymoronic, I guess. Anyhow, all the best, and thanks for watching.